mama baby adre mo akwaba edoba fast TV so enwume no pem kase fast news no ni go so a wo hwe e fast TV so na nensem no nia obeti bi ene se revenue team for jo esi wodi Ministry of Defense ene Ministry of Foreign Affairs ho ya pa isan and anu atorenche ma etu tomatoes for ejadifo a ye koto show mo so e wo ekwan mu no won se fufuro mo so sa na CID boss enso eden sem abetu dwa wo kire se esukufo a mokoye etutu asem ma bi mu efa so epreprae no ohia omo di se adwuma no animu ya ye to aso dia na mede mu ebekwa kopie mu ewo air fire service for akache dia no no mo kire se ye sisi anu ko hu se accident na se akohia esia jai so obefa ofun e de atwa na mum free fire service for na ntempara no omo emedi omo dwuma ewo ho enanwume nsem wei ene ensem binum ana mesemfo asone so e de ama me bebe e de a kire se nwume no pem mu kase e fast news so akwaba so fidie no gusu da fast TV fast news na gusu a wo hwe e wo TV no so kama ye twagu so e wo Facebook fast TV GH na fa YouTube fast TV GH wo kwa e ma otiri mu enye den o like no na wo comment na fa wo share so ama foforo enye bi enne eye February bosome no ne da to so aduonu ennan e wa fimpinu ene aduonu ensia ne mu na nsem a etwagu e wo ye manga ne mu ayempotem aman hodo so emu apomodimo nsem emu enigide emu adwadie nsem ana nanwumei machechire amebesane mu ede ama na wo so nya ekoso e wo ye manga ne mu ene mi amede kase besomo medin akosia techiwa fejibre na yemu ranse no mudi ana mede mo hyase a reverend team for jo a wo kan aso ye omo hwe bambo ho sensem so e wo mahyebeja fie kankan ne omanga ne mu ha no so wadi ye nkofo bi ho ya pa kankan ne Minister for Defense any Minister for Foreign Affairs adaya enano sensem a bato monte ye se omo ton to si bi mamefo ni papafo bi a omoko bokina ekofa ntos ekwan so ana kwamukafo akoto ahye omo so ama ebi mu eprepra bi mu so atoya no ewonse de no wo kire se enkasa asemi si ekwa no wo hwe ni mu sen campaign foi ebetimi asore e o mahyebeja fie no motimi aka bibi e de afa na nso so yesusu ye nyina e kamia kwa ese antumi ambemu.
After several days of the reported news of the killing of 8 Ghanaian tomato traders in Burkina Faso in a terrorist killing, we have waited for over a week. None of the ministers, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Minister for Defense, Minister for Interior, none of them had the courtesy to appear before us in Parliament to even update us. And the exercise of our oversight responsibility, the minority joint committees of Foreign Affairs, of Defense and Interior, and Security and Intelligence, we wrote and insisted and summoned the 3 ministers of the security sector governance with the Foreign Affairs Minister, i.e. the Minister for Interior and National Security, the Minister for Defense, and the Minister for Foreign Affairs, to appear before the Joint Committee of Defense and Interior, Security and Intelligence, and Foreign Affairs, so that we will hold them to account, for them to update us what occurred, what contributed to the attack, and what has been done so far, government's response, and what has to be put in place. Clearly, there was failure on the part of government to put in place mechanism that would have prevented what occurred. And we have further insisted that the right measures are put in place. We have suggested creditable security arrangements and diplomatic arrangements that are sound and that should be heeded by the government to ensure the protection of our citizens within our borders and even beyond our borders. Never again must this terrorist killing ever occur. We are aware of the situation, the geopolitics of the sub-region, but we are interested in sound government policies and the right measures put in place, the right mechanisms put in place, and appropriate collaborations with partners, external partners, to ensure that our citizens are protected from such terrorist killings. So I will yield the floor at this.
And I know 15 months more in the IC or no man so my SHS students be 18 me a quarter show more as some so our schools are or more a care dream a Swiss school and a fay obutek. So our schools in me and penny for I should move after Massiano. CID boss, a young folly, their don't call Eden and night up informed then I watch him say, I'm more night AC for Momo share petata cremo no more who say. Sukuwa mukoye sanya mrasemi Swedro School of Business entino sesi ano mama empanyi form where sa sukuyi mu se be ya omo mo don hwenu aduanan aduonu en9 24 hours say omo fam providing nipa o sha asenye sa ene de besi ebenya si.
That is your shirt they are wearing. So if somebody is wearing your shirt, that's why I wanted to start by saying, are you confirming that is your shirt or your uniform? Somebody has worn your uniform to create such a scene or to conduct himself in such a manner. It is giving your school a bad name. So I'm sure you are concerned that is your school shirt. That's because I wanted you to confirm that is your school shirt. So if that is your school shirt and somebody has worn it, is attacking a fellow human being in such a manner, as a school, you should be concerned to find out who are the people behind that shirt wearing it. Also, to hand them over to the police. So I am mentioning now that I am giving you 24 hours to produce the people in that shirt who attacked the boy. 24 hours starts now. Because as law enforcement, when incidents of this nature occur, and we have to investigate, we have to arrest, we have a number of ways in which we can make that arrest. But because this is a school environment, we are not going to adopt one of those means. That is why I'm giving you as school authorities that task to produce them. And if you fail to produce them, the means by which law enforcement employs to fish out suspects, we are going to adopt it. But because this is a school environment and other innocent students who are not part of the sports or were not part of that assault, because what we are seeing, it is not an act of indiscipline by students, it is a criminal act which is clearly spelled out in our Criminal Offences Act. You understand? So if we are going to arrest people based on offences that are committed under the Criminal Offences Act, the police will not do what I've asked you to do to produce them. You will adopt means by which other people who are not concerned might be found wanting in it. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So I don't want to storm this school in my name, because if I was going to do it, everybody will be affected. So I'm giving you that opportunity in 24 hours to produce the people in your shirt. Hand them over to the police, or else you will come here. So now I'm going to make my statement. Are you ready? The Ghana Police Service has taken note of a disturbing video circulating on social media depicting acts of violence against a student of Ento Senior High Technical School by another school during the interzonal athletics competition held in Abuna Swedru. And as I've just mentioned, we are currently at the Swedru School of Business, and the people in the video have been identified as people wearing the shirt of Swedru School of Business. So the school has been
and a Ghana National Fire Service for one hour nipa odianimu ADO David Azuma Eden Sembi Atomonte so say pepi no yana yekoto say accident and asa konhia asia ade ba kwa ba ya adwum say ben say betwe ye phone yi bi na ye de atwa de ato aba phone tentafi de kase ne so na papa yi de futuo nsem ekwade ama Ghana fo nyina na wo kire say ukopie bibi sa so a first thing first no free fire service for no mo ebepie mu ewo honom
in an accident ACC for Twitter Vox, you know. In fact, AI too much. And in your best speed a yɛde fa kwan so yɛ one yɛntie speed so especially sɛ approach by be a curve sharp curve wa yɛntie speed so two who pay accident nso so a first person who suffer should be Ghana National Fire Service so who fire service you better educate you kwan of some manage situation na accident no ensa ankofa eja emba ye we situation we esi na first person who pay incident nso no enko fire service na say ko nim kwan a ye fa so manage situation na enka fire no emba nemu essence first persons and so mo no omunim kwan ye fa so manage incident a enko so fire no na ema accident we na eba no accident asi patrol aspeli ana patrol hwegu fom ho enya spark kakra bi na fatu no ade asoja and the first thing offer fire say be say my fire service mbra na me apply form consent na say your form compound no engu on say be ya im say spark ne ba en create fire nemos one frɛ now to so manage situation na first ne be say edija be bante be srɛ afutu adi matimamfo ne say ko pie accident so a first thing to do call Ghana National Fire Service. Yankwane institution of my mua ya chia kwanya fa so manage incidents ne accidents. Ye nyambedu yampo ye be educate you. No hu anamo wo so situation no because omunda technical know how no and omo ahu manage a ema ekofa eja na ebae. Alright, now ye fully loaded accident e wo passengers 7 plus driver a ye nipa 8 and 18. Na ya sempa ye tie say obi antumi amfim but all the 7 people na no mutim plus driver nipa 8 ni de. E be ma ka say omu ina enya injury even though na major injuries omo ina obi bi ni government hospital omo manage situation no enti ya nya casualty so obia amfim na wom nipa 8 ne de esanze car no esama sode ya ne ties 4 no hwe awiem ema na roof no ene be top from ninti no ema nipa 8 no obia ho kan kakra.
Free baby any anyaso be kwa ho nsensem ni afie ni ekopie mu ewo omai mu mahyebeje fie an parliament house e de na ekoso wo no me no ana ibusuambe kaya afie twemu ebra na MPP4 eti aban mu dwumadie ba kwa mu di so mani so mbe ye ewo manga na mu ha agenda 111 na se ye si hospitals adan e de ama nkronkro ni me ya apumude ho nsem enhyeda endi mu ewo ho na eno ana osoafo abede chire a wo hwa apumude ho nsensem so ewo manga na mu ha ya mami Grace ayensu dan kwa to me abiebie nsem akeka nsem bi say sa agenda 111 ya NPP4 ba ya mode ji omo samrane no se na hwe ni bibia enim mo ntimi ensi hospital ba kumpempo.
Mr. Speaker, this was the previous government started the Agenda 111 project, Mr. Speaker. Agenda 111 at the end of 8 years, Mr. Speaker. There was not one single hospital. I'm not engendering debate. I'm just trying to explain the circumstances. Mr. Speaker, Agenda 111, at the end of 8 years, Mr. Speaker, there was not one single hospital that was operational. Mr. Speaker, in fact, what we came to meet was multiple hospitals littered around the country, some of them at foundation level. There was not one hospital that a human being could walk in. However, they had spent millions and billions of Ghana cedis, to the extent that, Mr. Speaker, the Auditor General surcharged 35 contractors 7.9 million. And the refund that the Auditor General, Service surcharged.
Honorable Deputy Minister, please focus on the major issue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am guided.
Free on my mu mashebeje fie ni free ni ekopie mu ewa so ya omo hwe ya kwantimpon eso ewo manga na mu ya na sorry nkoti a yes esi ano ya sesa eye Kotoka International Airport e dia ba Accra International Airport na eno ana Ghana fo binum e ka se senia panyufo atena se akru kirew ayen sakraye ebe ya anka omo fa eye nkontabuo bi emeto omanyanim ne ehu sika ekodi mo emasa eye nsisan etime baye na eno ana Transport Minister Joseph Nkwebukari ababeka se ne bi mu edwin sika ekomu no sika bia ankomu te be ya Yenya de ekekano, yenji seni aban edi abano, yenji entumusa.
The good news for us is that all these organizations that control aviation, since the name change of Accra to Kotoka, have not changed the country code. Akawo still maintains the country code DGAA. Ayata and Akawo still maintain the country code ACC. So there's nothing to change at the international level. The only thing to change is the signages and the billboards that we have. But Kotoka as a company, they already have the vendors who produce their letterheads on daily basis for them. So it's not a new contract. It's just a matter of Kotoka is now out. The same vendors who were doing their letterheads, their stamps, are the same companies to continue to now change. Just removal of Kotoka and it will be Accra. So what will be the cost there? We are already renovating the airport. We are already doing construction of the airport to make it function properly. And some of those things would have been destroyed and rebranded. It's just a matter of the Kotoka out and the Accra in. So what will be the cost? Even though there will be some cost to it, but it is not that cost that somebody will care about. It is going to be a minimum because of the renovation. The costs involved will be very, 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 very small as compared to other airports that you have to deal international, regional, and national. Ours is just going to be our old vendors who print our letterheads, our stamps, and then they are the same people. And for now, it's just a matter of getting out Kotoka and replacing Accra. So those who talk about the cost, yes, they are right to ask because this is taxpayers' money. How is it going to be used? I want to assure them that because of internal arrangements that have been made so far, it is not going to add any huge cost to the operations.
See a becca, ya, none are done and same being any number from him say. Yagasa, CEO Edema Gold Board, Sammy Fee, na so new pong, what Toyam Ewan said, where who sent some a baby brana, yes, you say a crown 4, and a quarter share, so a mile to be a toja and mouth, a pay a Toyam Ewan said, and I answer why. Next Shayan or Timus soon a crown 4, 80 maybe a shan at the coye. I was for Edom who edges and semi Massia Menoka say. One more would this Anyam ransom now buying inside a swamp pechi.
On the 10th of February 2026, I received the unfortunate news of a robbery incident that occurred at Omiem Tigo Junction, where one person was shot and his Toyota Hilux vehicle snatched from him. We soon learned of the identity of the victim, Mr. Andrews Amakwa, who sadly passed on at the hospital where he had been sent for medical attention. I'm happy to announce that we have arrested 4 suspects, including 3 members of the gang that was responsible for the attack. A 4th suspect, believed to be the gang leader, died from gunshot wounds sustained during the operation. As we always do when such cases reported, I immediately constituted a team comprising the Asante Regional Commander, the Regional Intelligence Team, the Anti-Robbery Unit, and the Cyber Vetting Team of the CID headquarters to immediately commence investigation. Upon following several leads during the course of our investigation, we had our first breakthrough on the 18th February 2026 with the arrest of suspect Akwesi Menu, who was found in possession of a mobile phone belonging to the deceased. Suspect Akwesi Menu was subsequently put before the Asokwa Circuit Court 2 on 20th February 2026 on the charge of possession of stolen property and remanded into police custody to reappear on the 5th March 2026. Further investigation and covert intelligence operations led to the arrest of a second suspect, Bashiru Tanko.
abiem se we video no go so eda Fast TV Fast News na go so a wo share wo TV ne so se wo Facebook so na wo share Fast TV GH okwa wadaroma no wa like no comment na wa share ya mo bia enya bi etie na mo so hu ne ekoso o my God na mu asanso ana YouTube so ye da hon me ye twagu live wo YouTube Fast TV GH also kwa de mutafa na wa like wa comment na wa share kama pa di amame na yenko enijide kase mu dia na mede mu ekwa kopi eyekuma wood stars ya ne yomo se bebre epie na mede mu ukode na ya yenim ya odabo meka ya odabo dia na wahu nipa kra me kasa efa no hom na nanui ana ne ho nsem bi eba abonten se ya odabo ne club ye ne football club ya wakoye se bebre na nipa odi nsem yenim a odi nsem yi ba abonten ya kasa papa oboy siki na wan kasa ye ntine nam so ama ya odabo atimi e de na kokota amasisi ame na okasa yi ya odabo se ode 1 million Ghana cedis sika ne mu odu pa ye every ye oboy siki nchen a ne lawyer e de nsem we etudwa emaye
Let's say yes, I'm not court. Let me share the cancer. The rest of the court, but the amount of time the rest of the court to the local so if say the industry the gears and how could she the quantity about so depends on what you mean, especially only the matter is yes. I see. Yes, and criminal and some question young what's happening on Busami. In some way, Okafani Pangwa, dangerous. The boys on your radio a year. Who called Letra? Your baby, and your man, who young about a Buffon come out and respond.
Sem ekwa de maye nyina anye we ko bi ho asem na oni evidence bia na wahwe wano ne kasa ye na wanya ne sa ne ye pagya wasem ye de ukopie ekopie mu court senia enne oboy siki ho achini ya na se waso be ye hyepa ye ebusia hanom ne de enne anwume kase ne de nyina ebesi na ansa na mekono ye hye kase boy de di mu akoten bie 18 fojo etimi de baba tudwa ese Ministry for Defense and Foreign Affairs Minister. O ma anya de kwakrakra sign na no Burkina for mo a ekoto show mo so wo no ma bi moto ya no wonsiere no su senka Parliament House onom no komeka bibia for na so o ma nka hwe amfa ho sanso ana na no mente me ho ase ne basabasa yo a call so e won finfin mantemu SHS for nkole ya o mo de bo ani no eno ana sisi ano CID boss ade na yesi for ma wo kire se eye school ya ye fe no Swedro School of Business ebe ya mpanyimfo enyi nkola na omudi sa nyamra asem ni pie ya mo 24 hours so mo fanye sa eye dwumade yi won se afufro mo so Ghana National Fire Service Forces si ano o kwato se accident ana se bibisa esia fa ofun entwa na emu mfe fire service for na omu emedi dwuma ewo ho ena nwume nsem wei ana mede ebe som se nwume nonu pemu kase Fast TV so na asa na mekono wusia Fast TV ejebo jano wanya ba bedru Kish Ghana na fei Future Queen afei na abrewa eyipuma kwam auditions no enye fedi agro gidigidi pa enye wo hwede wa contestant yi ombo mo modern pa na say ye share competition ase a nye easy enti ene wo hwe na wo so oba onimanum to onimasanya kopon the talent bi adue ne mu na wo pe baby papa baby a de ne kwa enkofo beti ne nkankofo be hu ne dia Fast TV se fa ba no ebra ene wo ba eye premises anum say Santa Maria wo ba forms ni bi e wa ha no betimi aba beto no register wo ba no na enema e wo se wonye bia no waye e di ama no kama san so ana mpanyimfo so ya dwe mu ho wo mfie no 18 years e de kona wo ji hu de se onimnyum to wo obi a obetimi ite so no my idol sebra ene wo ba ya be show kama beto nyum me hwe ye to no ye fawa na ye de wa kwagina mu competition ni mu ene oti ye na otimi di nkuni ma chede bebre e da so achede ne de bozi na de da so eti no so rush sesi an 10 pa ma online emo to na egbora e Fast TV ye studios anum say na so beje forms ni bi na baby bia ntumi enkoye enfama nyina meda wasesa ojebre na wo hwe na nyume kase nyakopon onhira me amede kase e be som me din e de akosia techi wanya me adoma ochina the same time so e de kase no e beba beso na me ko edie me nja mo achire mo nkoso a na mo TV no and that Fast TV sanse woni ma pi e de ma want me nka biem dia na makram
Oyo sofo ana oton ade empo